Hi everyone, let's do another RC passage. Objectives stay the same. You need to work your RC thing around these points, and yeah, let's start with the passage now. I hope you guys are doing your RCs in the right structured manner, the way I teach you. The techniques that I give here will help you save time, build up your accuracy, and stay calm while you're doing your RCs. Okay, so we have this passage here, and at one glance it looks like a pretty cool one because it's on industrial something, hyper growth. Okay, and it's a short passage. Yeah, only 3 paragraphs. CAT is not going to give you 3 paragraphs. Okay, it used to, I think about 7-8 years back or something. एक बार वो phase आया था. It used to give you 6 questions and then 3 and 3 कुछ इस तरह का था. So the passage that had 3 questions would be shorter. They can do it again, I don't know, but anyway, this passage is very interesting, so I cherry picked it for you, and the question set is brilliant. One recent example of industrial activity, so we see that it's on something like industrial hyper growth, okay, collection of waste paper and all. We go over to the questions. Recycling की बात कर रहा है in the last para, ठीक है, nice passage. According to the passage, which of the following is the reason for the increase in profits in the trash hauling business? Reason for the increase in profits, ठीक है. So I need to look for a zone where he has given reasons, the factors, the causes. It can be inferred that the price of waste paper, I need to look for this, right? Wherever the word is, he must have given a prediction or a pattern, something over there. The author of the passage would most likely agree with which of the following? This is based on conclusion. After reading the entire passage and his viewpoints and all, what is he likely to agree with? So we are looking for one true and the others are false. This gives me clarity because then I'm looking for traps in these 3 FFF. According to the passage, all of the following are results of the increase results. Now there was one question that asked you for cause. This is asking you for result of the increase in the number of new mills using recycled finer except. Right? So the questions are good. 2 questions are pretty specific. One is conclusion based and the other one is okay, reason ye bhi dhoond lenge. Let's go back and check the passage. One recent example of industrial hypergrowth. Industrial hypergrowth, okay. Somehow obviously that's going to affect the locality and the water, sea, nadi jiske bhi paas hai. Okay, hypergrowth has taken place in the recycling industry. Okay, led by the rapid expansion of the recycled paper market. ठीक है. Though many laws were enacted in the late 80s to encourage the collection of waste paper for recycling, they have given here though. So I know very well when I'm reading this sentence that I have to focus on this, not this first sentence. Okay, laws were enacted, okay, to encourage the collection of this. There were not at that time companies with sufficient capacity to execute this. Recycling companies, koi to karega na recycle. It's not going to happen on its own. Consequently, the collected paper accumulated in storage, usually at the expense of the recycling companies, thereby adding to their overhead costs, storage ka, and squeezing their already thin profit margins. Simple to understand para, right? Today, oh okay, something has changed. Today a different situation exists. Probably he's going to say there are many and many recycling companies. 57 new paper mills have been built since 1991. And of these, at least 29 use recycled fiber. This surge in capacity, they have increased the capacity. That was a problem back then, has resulted in, now obviously it will result in something, in a concurrent rise in their profits, okay. The price per ton of waste paper has quadrupled in the past year. as have the prices of corrugated cardboard and used newsprint. Cost सबका ऊपर चला गया, right? The price. Trash haulers have benefited from these conditions by combining their trash hauling and recycling operations. So this para talks about the profits that they have managed to make, and the price has gone up, right? Then the last one. Recycling centers are connected both to the clients to whom they sell end products and to those from whom they collect refuse. So this recycling center is somewhere in the middle. End consumer, the end user, that's the consumer. They sell to him, and these are the scrap dealers or the refuse sellers. So these are intermediate companies. So this passage is talking about recycling centers, that's the hero. But what about them? How they manage to build up profits. Okay, and to those from whom they collect refuse. Thus, the company gets paid twice for the same trash. Once for hauling and once for selling the usable material. Industry profits have increased more than tenfold during this period as the industry has become more competitive. Some haulers have chosen to rebate a portion of this money to their clients in the hopes of ensuring their loyalty. A typical economics passage, supply and demand, and the people who are making profits. The hero is recycling centers, but the author is not criticizing them. Be careful about that. The author's tone is pretty neutral. He's just telling you the facts. He is not saying that they are doing something bad and cheating their clients and exorbitant pricing they are imposing. No. Here they say sometimes they try to rebate a portion, give some discount to the customer in order to keep their loyalty with them. Okay. So this is super cool. Now, the first question. Which of the following is a reason for the increase in profits? One, ek hi chahiye. So we are looking for one true, F, F, F. 3. Traps. Hauler's ability to sell both services and products. The last para talks about this, right? Money offered by haulers to preferred customers. Money offered. No, the paragraph talked about offering rebates, discounts. That's not the same as offering money. Out. Foresight exhibited by the leaders of the industry. I'll keep this. Haulers' willingness to adapt technology to a changing industry. Was this mentioned anywhere? Do not apply external knowledge. Out. It's between C and A. Now between C and A, you can simply go back and verify. Foresight by the leaders, not by the industry, by the leaders. And one is talking about selling both services, ability to sell both services and products. So services and products bole to I go back to this. दो बच गए मेरे पास. I'm going to take one and prove. Services and products. Connected both to the clients to whom they sell end products and to those from whom they collect refuse. That is service. Right? And they are charging for that. Thus the company gets paid twice for the same trash. Once for hauling the waste and once for selling the usable material, the finished products. Is it talking about leaders, foresight, vision, anything of that sort? No. So between this and this, if I try to prove one, even if I try to prove this, milega hi nahi wo mujhe. So this is your answer. This connects with the last para. Okay. Question 2. It can be inferred from the passage that the price of waste paper, कहीं तो बोला था उसने it has gone up and something है ना, will increase steadily over the next few years. This is a prediction. Will increase as more companies get involved in the industry. Again, will increase. Might be nahi, will increase. Is closely related to the availability of trash haulers. Is sometimes set by the weight of the product. I don't know. देखना पड़ेगा इसको जाके, right? So will increase. I'm not interested because that's kind of very firm and sounds extreme. Will increase. How do we know? The price will increase. Price of waste paper, right? I need to first go and locate it. Price of waste paper, it's given here, right? So this is talking about ton. This surge in capacity, ho gaya, the price from here, right? The price per ton of waste paper has quadrupled in the past year. Okay, ton dictionary meaning is unit of weight, has quadrupled 4 times in the past year, as have the prices of corrugated cardboard and used newsprint. So what you are selling, it depends on that, and how much you are selling per ton, it depends on that also. Trash haulers have benefited from these conditions by combining this and recycling operations, right? Now I take you back to this question. Price of waste paper is closely related to the availability of trash haulers, sometimes balanced, set by the weight of the product. Because in this para, he talks about weight as well as the quality. I mean, what are you selling? If it is corrugated sheets, it's going to be more, right? The price has increased, quadrupled. For what? For corrugated cardboard and also newsprint, used newsprint. So he's talking about what is being sold and how much. So per ton has quadrupled. The question is saying किससे connected होता है, right? Is sometimes set, is sometimes sold according to the weight of the product. That is true according to the passage. So this should be your answer. Trash haulers is mentioned there, but trash haulers की availability, they are available, they are not available, scarcity of trash haulers, ये नहीं बोला है. The price, the first para talks about this, that there were like, very few trash haulers. These companies were not there. But the second para, when it talks about price, that is not talking about availability. It talks about this. So between this and this, it could have been very close and tricky for students. But I hope you have understood now how to eliminate. Okay? Done. The author of the passage would most likely agree with which of the following? Conclusion hai, right? I'll come back to this. पहले मैं इसको करना चाहूंगी. According to the passage, all of the following are results of the increase in the number of new mills using recycled finer. Okay. Why has he given recycled finer? Maybe that's a mistake. I'm not sure. I'll go back and check. Results of the increase, results chahiye. Increase in the number of new mills using this. Okay. So all are results except true, 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 false. The price of waste paper has risen dramatically. The price of waste paper dramatically hai ki nahi hai? Okay. Quadrupled. This can be dramatically. 4 guna is like yes, okay. And then, acha fiber hai, fiber, right. That's a typo. Sorry about that. How come I didn't see that? Fiber. Okay. So using recycled fiber, we know which paragraph it is. I'm going to go back and seal this here. Right. At least 29 using recycled fiber. What has the result been? He gives you the results here. So price has risen dramatically. Can be. Trash haulers are earning increased revenues. Ye to obviously this is true. Profits at recycling centers have increased more than 10-fold. Okay. Recycling centers, profits. I'll have to check this. 10-fold hai ki nahi hai? Benefited, okay. Okay, profits at recycling centers. Here. Okay. More than 10-fold, yes, okay. So this is a simple true-false ka game. Okay, you have to just verify each option. So 10-fold, yes, okay. Done with these two, the price has risen dramatically. This can be true. Trash haulers have been forced to compete. Gyan point le lo. Generally, forced to wala word jo hota hai na, that is given as a trap. Okay. So trash haulers have been forced to. Consumers have been forced to adapt to this. Manufacturers have been forced to sell at this price. Yeah. Trap, huh? So compete with recyclers, this is false and this should be your answer. Risen dramatically, quadrupled, it can be taken as dramatically. Dramatically is in a big way. Okay, so this is, yes, this is your answer, D. I'll take you to, back to the third question. Now, most likely agree with which of the following? Conclusion, based on whatever we read. Author, not the trash hauler. Competition between trash haulers and recyclers will prevent the recycled paper industry from reaching its full economic potential. Will prevent. Okay. Pressure from anti-environmental groups has increased pressure on the government. भाई ये तो out of scope है. This is clearly eliminated. The recycled paper industry may continue. I like the balanced word will. This is will, this is balanced may. At its present rate, as long as the industry remains profitable, may hai, ho sakta hai. The profit seeking of recyclers have overshadowed environmental concerns. The passage doesn't talk anything about environmental concerns. So this is again out of scope, external information, external knowledge lagane ki zarurat nahi hai. This is out. This is out. It's between A and C. Now between A and C, competition between trash haulers and recyclers will prevent and will the recycled paper industry, किसके बीच competition, इनके from reaching its full economic potential. Have they even discussed the competition? As the industry has become more competitive, some haulers have chosen to rebate a portion to the clients, offer a discount to retain their loyalty. But this is not saying, कौन किसको prevent कर रहा है, right? So we go back to this. Will prevent the recycled paper industry from reaching its full economic potential. इतना बड़ा इसका prevention होगा? No, it's not discussed there. So this is eliminated. यहाँ एक ज्ञान point देती हूँ आपको मैं. ये competition. This is attractive word trap. This is given here. Competitive. बच्चा देखेगा, बच्चा बोलेगा हाँ competition तो दिया है, हाँ right, okay, this is correct. No. Industry has become competitive. Bhai, तो industry has become competitive, तो they're not killing each other. What are they doing? They're offering some discount to their clients. ठीक है? तो यहाँ पे between this and this is eliminated, and this can be your answer because this is the best of the four. The recycled paper industry may continue to grow. Again, he's not saying will continue to grow. May. Conclusion may always look for balanced words. At its present rate, as long as the industry remains profitable, because it's talking about profit. He says here in the beginning, in the first para, that since there was no, already thin profit margins, the companies were demotivated, and then later players came up and then they started earning profits. So if profits are there, it may continue, right? So for the fourth one, your answer is definitely C. I hope all the questions are clear, guys. Sorry, for the third one. A, D, C, D. Right, let me check once. A, okay. D, C, D. Yeah, right, cool. All sorted. Done. Thank you so much. Hope everything is clear. Keep learning, guys. Keep doing your RC around the points that I gave you in the beginning. Organized reading, that is read smart. Process of elimination, apply karo. Then try to understand the question stems. Kya pucha ja raha hai. It's going to help you. Thank you.